What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy, and there are a couple of things I've noticed recently, a couple of changes to some social media platforms and stuff like that I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, and also maybe kind of some thoughts somewhat related, but slightly broader scope. So, the biggest change I noticed, personally, that kind of prompted me doing this video was Facebook. Like, especially the Facebook website, like if you go to it on your computer, like I often do, there was a pretty significant change lately. Now, they made it seem almost like, hey, we're going to try this out. You could still go back to the old version, but this is what pretty much all the different social media updates end up saying. They'll like make a change that really they're probably gonna eventually force on you anyway, but they start off saying, oh hey, here's this different look, feel, layout, whatever. Try it out, see what you think, and if you don't like it, you could go back to the old one. They do that for a while, but then eventually there comes a point where they kind of force you into it, which is one of the main things I kind of don't like. I mean, I guess for some people it's nice to ease into it if they want, rather than having the change with no choice right away, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, if you're gonna make this a permanent change anyway, why not just put it out there and, you know, have us all get used to it sooner? But in any case, some details about this Facebook update. The main thing that it seemed like everybody noticed was actually, you know, the addition of another reaction. I don't know if you'd call it an emoji, but another reaction to people's posts. That's an option. The, like, care thing, which I guess is one where it's helpful to have in those situations where you're like, you know, somebody's posting about something, I don't know, kind of sad or worrisome, and you just want to say that you care about them. Anyway, that added reaction was the thing most people noted, which I think kind of hints more at something else I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But meanwhile, for the website, they changed it quite a bit if you're using the new layout and stuff. The overall basics of it are pretty similar, but probably the biggest change is that up near the top, instead of having that little almost taskbar-esque thing, or like, you know, basically where it in words read, you know, like, here's your homepage, your profile, here's where you can, you know, watch videos and that kind of stuff. Rather than doing that, they kind of made it look more like it does on the phone app, where, you know, your homepage is like an image of a house and some different things like that. And I think some of the stuff that might have been up on that bar previously kind of got moved to one of the sides areas. They did that, and I guess they also added the option of a dark mode, which that's just kind of a personal preference sort of thing. I guess it does help if you're, you know, trying to view it in low lighting where it doesn't hurt your eyes so badly. But again, that's more a phone thing, I would figure, than a regular on your computer website sort of thing. So to me, it kind of hints at a general direction that Facebook wants to focus a whole lot more on streamlining things to the phone app and how it runs. I'll say a little bit more about that later. Facebook wasn't the only recent change that people noticed, though. I was actually talking with a student who told me that comments on the YouTube app apparently have been changed. It looks almost like it's part of the description at this point, but it's not. But in any case, apparently what it does now is directly beneath the description, you'll see like the top comment on the video and nothing else. And probably even just the first 2 lines of that comment or something like that. But in any case, like, it doesn't automatically show all the comments, at least for some videos. I don't know if I've seen this in every video I've looked at. I haven't exactly tried to search through and find comments on all the videos I've looked at on my phone app, because I don't really do that a whole lot throughout the day. Most of the time I'm watching YouTube, really, is probably on my computer. But in any case, so the comment section seems to be, for the most part, on the phone app, where it's like, you see that top comment or part of it, and that's all, unless you click that, or I guess it would be more accurately, tap, since it's on a phone, you tap that comment box, and then it expands and shows you all the other comments. I would probably, for the most part, consider that more of a positive change, at least in terms of a phone app, because one, you're not automatically having as much stuff kind of right there as you're loading up the video. And also, for those who don't really want to look at the comments, it all but eliminates them from your view. And people who really do want to read the comments, I mean, it's a simple tap. It's not that much effort to go and look through the comments. As far as the YouTube website, I haven't noticed any kind of change like that. I have been looking at comments on some of those videos just to compare, only a few, but everything I've looked at, it seems to be the same as it has been. Maybe it's because I haven't looked at any like super duper recent videos. I don't know, but whatever the case might be, really, I don't know. That's one of those changes where I feel like it doesn't make that much of a difference anyway, because for most, if not all, videos, even on the phone app, the comments were underneath everything else. So anything else you would possibly want to look at, you would have had to go past all of it to get to the comments. So I don't even know what it's really doing or what the point of it is, but apparently it's a thing. And I mean, that's almost kind of indicative of the whole YouTube pattern, seemingly, of, rolling out changes without really telling you much until after the fact. But anyway, I'm not really going to say too much more on that. Going back to Facebook as an example, or even like the ways people react to changes to, say, I don't know, Reddit or anything like that, the larger responses tend to be from the things that get changed or added on the phone apps, which just indicates to me that, not really very surprisingly, more people spend more time on these social media platforms using their phone. I mean, especially for, younger age groups, it's like it's a lot more common for them to have their own phones than their own computers, or maybe at least a tablet or something, which pretty sure the tablets are going to work closer to how the phones do than a regular computer in terms of accessing social media stuff. because it runs more like, phone apps would for the most part. But really, like, just the focus on the mobile market is more evident now than ever. I mean, it wasn't until probably, I don't know, it feels like it's only really within the past year, maybe two, that I've seen a substantial number of not only ads for mobile games online, but like straight up, this video, like if I'm watching YouTube, like this video is sponsored by, say, Raid Shadow Legends, or insert new phone game, and like, I really don't recall this being a thing that I've seen YouTube videos be sponsored by some new phone game that's available for mobile devices or something like that. And it just, again, it's another sign of how things seem to be shifting more and more to, mobile platforms, more to stuff being available on smartphones or tablets or whatever. And it really kind of has me wondering, in a broader sense, if there won't be more things that'll just eventually the primary focus will shift to mobile devices. Like, I'm even thinking, the vast majority of communication is already kind of on these devices because you've got ways to access social media, obviously, and, your emails, text messages, pretty much all the communication you could want is on these devices in some way or another. And there's already options for, games, typically not games that are as large, but as technology advances, you got to imagine those will become more and more common, having larger games available on mobile platforms. So, I mean, heck, if you think about it, just as an example of how far technology has come, one of the more commonly cited examples is how, the average smartphone that we have these days has like hundreds or thousands possibly of times more processing power than the computers that were used to put astronauts on the moon the first time. So that's kind of crazy to think about. But anyway, kind of going back more to my primary point that I'm making here, as technology advances, it seems like things are going to get more and more focused on mobile availability. Heck, even take the idea of the Nintendo Switch, for example. It's really the first major home video game console that one of the primary functions of it is also being able to take it places. Like, sure, Xbox and PlayStation have consoles that are far more powerful, and they aren't mobile for that reason, because they have to have all that kind of stuff. Basically, the overall technological processing power is far greater in larger electronics, at least as things currently stand. But then again, things have been getting smaller and smaller and smaller, while still being as powerful, really, if not more powerful, over time. So I'm just kind of wondering how long it's going to be before really, like, video game console wars won't be a thing, because everything, it'll all just be game creation for the sake of putting them on phones and tablets. I don't know. I kind of wonder. It seems like things might be headed that way, but at the same time, there's certain other limitations that I see with doing something on a phone or a tablet that, you know, especially when it comes to gaming. I mean, unless you have some sort of emulator kind of thing that puts the buttons on the screen for you, but like, how do you get triggers and bumpers and stuff like that? I don't know, but I'm sure it's been done though, to some extent. So I don't know, like, I don't really see this as good or bad. It's just one of those, I really kind of wonder where this is going to go in the future, because social media clearly has already taken that shift towards, you know, the mobile market and emphasizing that. So it kind of makes me wonder what other things / how many other things are going to go that way in the near future. Because there are kind of hints at it in multiple different branches of technology. But anyway, I think that's all I really want to say for now. I just kind of wanted to get some thoughts out there on that. Not necessarily so much, you know, positive theory on what exactly is going to happen or whether it's a good or a bad thing. Anyway, I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to happen? Is it not? Will gaming always have, you know, consoles to work with that are kind of larger and bulkier to have more processing power? Are there other areas where it's unlikely for it to go mobile anytime soon? Whatever you think about that, let me know down in the comments. Maybe you think it's all just going to go mobile within the next 10 years. Honestly, I don't think it's too far-fetched, but I'm not going to say for sure one way or another. Anyway, that's really it. As always, like, share, subscribe, click the bell to enable those notifications. You know the drill, basically. And if you don't, just look down in the description right below the video. You'll see different ways to keep up with my channel and, you know, find my social media pages and all that good stuff. Anyway, that's it. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you for the next video. But until then, stay cool, people.